5.5 years ago, I took a leap of faith and embarked on a journey to a land of dreams, a place called Canada, filled with what many would call an emotional roller coaster, leaving all I have known in my homeland of Jamaica to start a new chapter in an unknown land. My excitement about my journey and experiences had led me to create this YouTube channel where I have encouraged and helped hundreds of people to make the transition also. I have often shared the positives about Canada and sometimes even overemphasized the opportunities available. I usually start my videos by saying, "Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am a Jamaican immigrant who is now living in the beautiful city of Grand Prairie, Alberta. I landed here as an international student and is now a permanent resident." There are many persons who have decided to embark on their own journey because of my videos. But guess what, guys? I now feel like an hypocrite. I feel like an hypocrite because I think I have helped to create an illusion that Canada is perfect, or even sometimes make it seem like we have the perfect life. The truth is, this could not be further from the truth. Instead, here's my new introduction. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am a struggling immigrant living in the city of Grand Prairie. Like many of you guys watching this video, we have many challenges. In today's video, we're going to be sharing some of these challenges with you guys so you guys can know you are not alone. Hi guys, let me start off this video by answering the question that many of you guys want to probably know the answer to. Do I regret moving to Canada? The answer is no. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, I am going to be sharing some challenges that my family and I have been having as an immigrant in Canada. Now, whether you're a new immigrant or you've been in Canada for a while, you may be able to identify with some of these challenges. My goal is to be as transparent as possible so that you guys can know the good, the bad, and the indifferent of what it is like as an immigrant in Canada. If you guys are new here, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. Smash a like on this video and please leave your comments in the comment section. If you can identify with any of the things that I'm going to be sharing, please let me know. Someone made a comment on a video that I posted recently. The person commented that they are starting to wonder if I regret moving to Canada because I've been complaining a lot in my recent videos. Based on what the person said, which personally I don't think I've been complaining. Now it's very easy for you to like something and still have a challenge or have something that you don't like about that particular thing. Like in other words, if you are married, you have your spouse, you love your spouse, but there are habits that you might not like. I attribute my Canadian journey to being the same. There are many things that I like about Canada. There's many things that's been going well, but it doesn't mean that I'm exempt from challenges, and it doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about the challenges, or if you talk about the challenges, meaning that it means that you don't love Canada anymore. That's not the case. Both can coexist, right? So let's just put our brain in that mindset that both can coexist. Now let's get into it, guys. I'm going to be sharing some challenges that is pretty common that I have been facing and a lot of immigrants have been facing as well. And no, guys, if you are facing these issues, you are not the only one. I did a live a couple days ago where I shared some of these challenges in detail. However, I'm going to put it in this video for all the persons who did not get a chance to watch that live. Now, the first challenge that I face as a Canadian immigrant is the feeling of loneliness. You know, when you leave your home country, when you leave the country of your birth, you're leaving behind your childhood friends, you're leaving behind your extended family, and you're leaving behind your culture. Now, when you come to a new country, in this case, Canada, you're trying to integrate, and oftentimes you can feel a deep sense of loneliness that you don't necessarily, you're not used to feeling back in your home country. And a lot of new immigrants struggle with the feeling of loneliness and they don't know how to navigate it. And sometimes they feel like they're the only ones who are feeling this form of loneliness. And oftentimes it leads them to feel isolated and cut off, especially if you're there by yourself. Your immediate family is not with you. If you have a spouse, they're away from you. If you have kids, they're away from you. Mentally, this is a challenge that a lot of new immigrants or immigrants in general face in Canada, and it can lead to a lot of depression and other pent-up feelings that many immigrants don't even understand or know how to address, right? So if you're feeling lonely, my advice to you is to definitely seek help, reach out to somebody. somebody who you can trust and talk to them, talk through the feelings, identify it, and actually just address it, right? The other issue that a lot of people don't know that we face, even though we have been in Canada for over 5 years, going on 6 years now, is financial challenges. Everybody who I know face financial challenges at some point or the other. And migrating to Canada is not going to automatically exempt you from facing financial challenges. There are times when our back is against the wall. There are sometimes when immigrants find it difficult to find their job, a job in Canada, whether your first job, second job, or if you've been here a while. Sometimes it's really hard for you to find a job. And living off your savings, living hand to mouth, living paycheck to paycheck, is something that's very real. It's a society that relies heavily on credit. It's a credit-driven society. So sometimes persons might be in debt up to their necks and they feel like they're the only ones who are going through that as well. But I rest assure you guys that, listen, nobody's life is perfect here in Canada, and even Canadian born citizens are living paycheck to paycheck. So please do not beat yourself up too much. It's just the way how the country is. And sometimes, you know what, it's really and truly in pursuit of a better life. We give up our mental health in order to seek better opportunities. And that's what it comes down back to, because we're chasing the Canadian dream financially and to get assets and stuff like that. But it's coming at a cost. It's coming at a cost of our mental health, and that's just the truth. Many persons immigrate to Canada and they have to borrow loans to pay for the school fee. They have to borrow loans to get the settlement funds and all sorts of other things. And when they're working now, they're paying back those loans and they're living in Canada, and things become really tight. And their back is against the wall. And a lot of times persons feel like giving up. But I'm telling you guys right now that, listen, you are not alone, and majority of immigrants and persons are feeling the same thing. They're feeling the same pinch. Do not feel like you can't share it with somebody, and don't feel embarrassed about it, because you are not the only one who is going through it, right? Again, we're not here to paint a perfect picture. We're talking it as it is. I did a couple of videos where I speak about discrimination in Canada and being black in Canada in general. And this is a challenge that I myself face as an immigrant in Canada, being a minority, right? And this is something that you guys need to understand as well, that when you come to Canada, microaggression does exist. There's a whole lot of microaggression, and sometimes it's systemic, which means that it's in the schools, it's in the workplace, it's in the communities, it's in the grocery store. It's systemic, right? So don't let that catch you off guard. That's a challenge that me and my family have been facing a whole lot of time, and chances are you guys might face the same thing as well. So please don't let it catch you off guard, and be prepared for it, right? Discrimination, microaggression, and sometimes straight out racism is something that you guys might definitely face as an immigrant in Canada. And that's one of the challenges that you can definitely expect to face if it is that you are from a minority group, black, brown, you guys know. The thing is, let's talk about living in the rat race. In Canada, it's like almost like you're stuck in a washing machine. You're in a cycle, just going around and around and around and around in circle, and it's very hard for you to come out of that washing machine. Now, in a country like Jamaica, you have a sense of freedom, a sense of peace, and just the ability to just live that you don't necessarily get here in Canada. And again, it comes down back to chasing opportunities. What are you willing to compromise on? And what do I mean about freedom? I mean that it's simple. You leave work on a Friday afternoon, you can chill, you can vibe, you can relax, and so forth, so on. But here in Canada, it's just like just work, home, work, home. By the time you put down your head, it's time to go to work again, and it's just like you're stuck in a washing machine. It's very hard to live on a single income, so both persons in the family have to be working. And if you are a mom and you have a young child, it's very hard for you to be a stay-at-home mom, because you're gonna have to be out there working in order to feed your child, to pay your bills, and so forth, so on. You can't really go to your neighbor and say, hey, beg us some sugar, beg us some salt. That kind of culture that we're used to, we're not really getting that here in Canada. So that's a challenge that you can probably expect to face as an immigrant in Canada. Don't let that catch you off guard. Again, what are you willing to compromise on? Pros and the cons. Opportunities are there. The opportunities are there for you to accomplish a lot of things that you might not be able to accomplish in your home country. But rest assured, it comes at a cost. Let's be real, guys. There are times when I really sit and I wonder if it makes sense for me to remain in Canada. Sometimes we get so homesick that we think that, you know what, probably going back to Jamaica would be the best thing for our family because we don't feel like we have that peace of mind and that comfort that we are seeking when we move to Canada, right? And that's just the truth. And I'm telling you guys this truth because I'm sure that a lot of you guys watching this video right now feel the very same way. You're wondering if this was all worth it. The thing is, a lot of persons' health deteriorates when they move to Canada because of the weather and the cold and all of these things, and also because of the mental challenges, the immigration changes. All of these things affect your health in many different ways. And for myself, sometimes, to be honest, sometimes I honestly sit and I wonder if this was the best decision for us to make. Now, there are positives that we have accomplished so many things that we wouldn't necessarily would have accomplished in the same time frame back in Jamaica. But the truth of the matter is, it comes at a cost. We are really homesick. We miss our family. We miss our culture. We miss our food. And also, we miss the familiarity that we have being born and grown in Jamaica. Integration is constant here in Canada. Even if you're here for 10 years, you still feel like you're somewhat still trying to integrate. You feel like you're still trying to like blend into the communities. You still feel like that sense of trying to prove your word, trying to prove yourself somewhat, right? Right? So I'm saying all of these things because really and truly there's two sides to every story. A lot of times we wonder why people go back home because the Canadian dream for us was so fulfilling to even be approved to be here in this country. We're so grateful and we are so grateful and we feel so blessed to be here. And you know, but there are times when we really wonder if it's worth it. And a lot of people feel that way. And that's why a lot of persons get so homesick that they have to go back home. And I myself used to judge them, but not anymore because I do understand where they're coming from. And again, this is just my journey. This is just my story. I am not telling you guys not to do it or to do it. I think I'm going to revamp our content somewhat to let you guys know the pros and the cons that we have been doing. And then you make the decision. You decide if this is best for your family or not. Know that my journey is not going to be your journey. I know that everybody's journey is different. All I'm going to be doing now is just tell you guys the pros and the cons, and then you decide if it's best for you and your family. I have been guilty of painting just a good picture for years, just painting what it is good, what the potential is, but not what the reality is always like. So I'm going to be doing a lot more pros and cons video for you guys to understand that, listen, it's not all sunshine. Sometimes there's rain, and in our case, sometimes there is snow, right? Again, it doesn't mean that I don't like Canada, because I said it's possible for you guys to like someone, like something, but still have things that you don't like or things that you question. That's all it is. Canada is our home, and Jamaica is also our home. We are just blessed to have two homes. That's what it is. Leave your comments in the comment section if you guys at least understand what I'm trying to say. And please, no ignorant comment. You've been warned. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't already subscribed, please take a second, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video.